You know that feeling, right? It's almost a ritual for social anxiety.
Mhm.
You're mentally rehearsing a huge conversation. Maybe it's asking for a raise, or maybe it's just, walking into a party.
Oh, absolutely, the internal theater.
Yes. And you're practicing every single line, every possible response, sometimes for days. I mean, you're muttering it in the car.
It's where the stakes feel catastrophically high, even when, objectively they're really, really not. It's exhausting because you're trying to outplan human unpredictability.
Exactly. And now technology seems to be offering this perfect solution, AI chatbots. So today we're doing a deep dive into that very question our listeners are asking. Can talking to a chatbot, rehearsing your biggest social fears with it, can that actually help you become less anxious in real life?
That is the mission. We've got sources looking at this from all angles, psychological, practical.
Mm.
We need to unpack the genuine benefits of using AI as a tool because there are some big ones. But we also have to highlight its crucial limitations, the invisible walls it just can't get past. So you can use this stuff with a clear strategy and, not just using it as a crutch.
Okay, let's get into it. The appeal first. Why is this whole AI coach idea so seductive for someone who really struggles with social stuff?
I think it really just boils down to two things: perfect control and zero judgment.
Zero judgment, that's huge.
It is. Think of AI as just this endlessly patient partner. If you need to practice asking your boss for time off 50 times, it doesn't get bored. It
Yeah.
doesn't sigh. It definitely doesn't think you're being weird.
And it doesn't remember that on attempt, 42, you completely messed up the date.
Not at all. That lack of social memory or consequence,
Yeah.
it's freeing. It lets you really experiment.
You can actually workshop your words.
Precisely. If you're someone who has a hard time, say, declining an invitation politely, you can try out different ways of saying no. You can see how the AI responds if you're really direct versus, a bit more apologetic.
So you could test, I'd love to, but I have other commitments. Versus something like, I'm not really feeling up to it, but thanks for the invite. You're finding what feels authentic.
You're building a mental script, yeah, in a
Or-
totally safe, low-consequence space.
Yeah.
It's like practicing free throws alone in your driveway before the big game.
Good.
For someone who's just terrified of saying the wrong thing, AI helps you get all that chaos in your head organized. And honestly, that is half the battle with social anxiety.
That makes so much sense for the preparation phase.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm wondering, though. If you practice in this, perfect, non-judgmental vacuum, aren't you just setting yourself up for a bigger shock when you face a real, unpredictable, maybe even a judgmental person?
That's it. That is the exact question the sources push us toward. And it leads us straight to the critical missing piece. This is where AI, no matter how smart it gets, just fundamentally falls short.
And this is the part that, nobody really tells you about. What is that fundamental gap?
It's the emotional gap. I mean, at its core, AI is missing what makes a connection human. It doesn't actually care.
Right.
It won't light up when you mention your favorite band. It won't notice that tiny tremor in your voice that shows you're nervous. It can't give you that warm feeling of real empathy.
And the sources draw a really sharp line here, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Between just practicing words, the vocabulary,
Yeah.
and actually engaging the nervous system.
Exactly. Let's use a really simple example from the sources. Ordering a coffee. You can sit there and practice saying, "Can I get a large cappuccino, please?" to an AI 100 times. Until it's perfect. You
Oh.
have the script down cold.
But the real world is never just a vocabulary test, is it? It's a sensory overload test.
Precisely. When you're standing in that line, you're not just saying words. You're smelling the espresso, you're hearing that loud hiss of the milk steamer, there's chatter all around you, the person behind you is shifting their weight.
And the barista looks tired and you feel like you're bothering them.
All of that. That whole experience engages your entire nervous system.
So your brain knows the script, but your body is still firing off all these stress signals that basically just short-circuit the whole thing. Is that what AI can't simulate?
That's the neurobiology of it, yeah. The moment all that sensory input and real-world pressure hits, your limbic system, your little threat detector, it just hijacks the whole operation from your rational brain.
And your heart starts racing, palms get sweaty.
And the words you practice so carefully just evaporate. Your body hasn't learned that the situation is safe because AI practice never actually stressed the body out.
Okay, so that's the pressure piece.
Yeah.
But what about the other huge factor? Unpredictability.
The unpredictability factor is massive. And AI is, by design, helpful. It's logical. Real people are.
Well, they're gloriously and sometimes horribly messy.
Yes, they are.
They interrupt you. They completely misunderstand what you're trying to say. They might just turn away mid-conversation because they saw a friend.
And those are the moments, right? That sinking feeling in your stomach, that little flash of rejection that feels so physical.
Those are the moments, yes. The sting of being dismissed or feeling misunderstood.
Yeah.
Those messy, awkward, even painful interactions are exactly where we learn social resilience.
And AI can't teach you that.
It can't replicate that feeling, so it can't teach you how to manage the emotional fallout. It can't teach you how to regulate yourself when a real conversation goes off the rails.
So we have this powerful tool for the mind, for the script, but it's a terrible coach for the body and the nervous system. How do we bridge that gap? What's the smart way to use this?
The smart strategy is to see AI as training wheels, not as your bicycle.
Training wheels. I like that. Yeah. You use it for that intense, deep preparation. But you always, always know the goal is to take that practice out into the real world. The prep gives you courage, but the application, that's what gives you wisdom.
Okay, let's break that down. The sources lay out two pretty clear steps.
Yeah.
Step one is the prep.
Exactly. You use the AI to practice the conversations that genuinely scare you. Introducing yourself in a meeting, setting a boundary with a family member, asking a question in a big group. You get your thoughts organized. You get that internal chaos under control first.
And then step two, application. Taking the training wheels off, but you start small.
You have to start small. You translate the rehearsal into low-stakes, real interactions. Maybe you practice giving a compliment, and now you send a short reverse thank you email, or you practice some small talk, and you use it to comment on a post online. It's real people, but there's still a bit of a buffer. It's a controlled exposure.
What's really fascinating and what makes this a real deep dive idea is what the sources call the magic loop. It's not just a one-way path from AI to reality. It's cyclical.
That's right. The magic loop is a feedback system. It's designed to make sure that real-world discomfort, that awkwardness, it becomes data. It doesn't become a catastrophe. It's 3 parts. Practice with AI, try it in real life, and then, this is the crucial bit, go back to the AI to debrief.
Okay, let's use that phone call example from the source material because so many people are terrified of making calls. How does the loop work there?
Okay, so first, you use the AI. You role-play making a doctor's appointment. You do it until you feel totally confident with the script. You know exactly what information you need to give. The language is down cold.
Then, the moment of truth, you pick up the phone.
You make the call. And your hands might be shaking, your voice might crack a little. That's the nervous system doing exactly what we'd expect. But because that mental part is so solid, you get through it. You survive.
And here's the key. Instead of just hanging up and spiraling about how awkward you were, you move to step 3. You debrief with the AI coach.
This is where the real growth happens. You go back to the AI and you say, my voice cracked when I said my date of birth. The receptionist sounded rushed, and I started stammering. How could I have handled that differently?
Wow.
You can even analyze the interaction. You're reframing the awkwardness as learning material, not as a personal failure.
That is a huge psychological shift. It's turning failure into data, not destiny.
Exactly. And slowly, through this loop of prepare, apply, debrief, your nervous system starts to learn a really important lesson. These situations, while they're uncomfortable, they aren't actually life-threatening. The goal is to build real confidence. You're using AI as a safe space to practice, but never, ever as a replacement for actual human connection.
So what does this all mean for you, listening right now? The AI is this incredible tool for building the car and tuning the engine. You get your thoughts straight. It gives you the courage to get started. But only real roads with real traffic and real bumps will actually teach you how to drive. Preparation gives you courage, but real experience, that's what gives you wisdom.
And you can't get that wisdom by hiding in the garage forever. You have to use the practice as a springboard out into the world.
The sources are crystal clear on this. True mastery comes from embracing the messy, unpredictable, sometimes disappointing, and often wonderful experience of real human connection. So we wanted to leave you with this provocative thought. You've done the prep, you've tuned your engine. If your goal is to truly grow beyond this anxiety, what real-life road trip, no matter how small, are you preparing to take next?